Sure, I'll take it from here. I'll tell the whole world that once I almost had Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, I'll take that wig. Good morning, ladies and germs, or shall I say good afternoon almost? It is, we're starting a little late. I am one of your hosts, William Gabriel.
And I am your other host, Daniel Wargo.
Hey!
We're not late.
No, everything's fine.
This show is actually exactly on time because it doesn't actually have a time.
Well, it does, actually, every Friday.
Yeah. But sometimes we sleep through it, you know?
Sometimes we sleep through it. Sometimes we fall on the fucking ground. Daniel, this morning I had a tumble.
You had a tumble.
Well, you kind of knew. I texted you. I was like, hey, I don't know what's happening, but I fell on the floor. I feel like I pulled a Joey Tribbiani and literally slung I'm literally in a sling right now. I've been to the hospital and back.
Okay, we need to rewind for a second.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I got a text this morning that you did, in fact, fall.
Well, you know, like when you're going to the bathroom and then you come back to your bed and you're like, I got like 15 more minutes. And you're like in that haze of like, this is going to be a good 15 minutes. And you're not like looking where you're going.
Yeah.
So I ended up on the floor.
Did you trip on something?
I don't know, man. I was asleep. I was like sleepwalking. Just all of a sudden, my legs were no longer underneath me. And I was like, oh, this is bad. The floor is approaching. And I just sort of like took my other arm and shoved it to block my fall. Because I didn't want this. I don't want to stop at the whole arm, just like a halfsies. And my whole left socket just kind of like made a noise. Kind of felt like it did, like it dead armed so bad. I was like, did I really just knock my shoulder out after we watched a documentary about an actor knocking his fucking shoulder out that I didn't know about? It's less than 12 hours later. And I have the same injury.
So for our audience, we watched the Friends reunion last night.
We'll get into it later.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. But this happened to Joey on the show, and that was kind of like a whole part of the documentary. And now you're in a sling. And just for reference, just for reference,
twinsies.
Oh,
mine doesn't wrap around my whole body like his. Do you think he got like super?
That's a gnarly sling. It's a sling and a half.
Well, to be fair, when he hurt his arm, it was like in the name of things. There's content made out of it. It's a whole thing. It's like the fifth take of the day. Yeah, I hadn't even started my day yet.
Right.
I'm still in the beginnings. Like I hadn't had breakfast, and I'm like, I gotta go to the hospital. Well, first I tried to go to a clinic, and then they were like, you should go to the hospital.
Can't believe they sent you to the hospital.
Why not?
Well, because they have x-rays there.
Yeah, but they were like...
The hospital is reserved for when you're literally dying.
Not anymore, Daniel. Not anymore. They're made for me. So I had a slight dislocation, but it did pop itself back in. And they suspect torn rotor... What's the cuff? It's the cuff. Yeah. Potentially some rippage. Potentially some sprainage. I might have another surgery this year, Daniel.
Jesus Christ. So are you in a lot of pain right now?
Yeah, I mean, they did give me a shot in my ass. I have never had an ass shot. That was awkward. That was really weird to just bend over.
The way you said it was also very awkward.
Well, she just kind of like walked in and she was like, okay, pull down your pants. We're doing a shot. Like, as that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I couldn't just get it in my arm. But she was like, do you want it in the arm that hurts? Do you want to have double pain in the arm? Yeah. And I was like... I guess not. She's like, so bend over.
So how many doctors were giving you shots in the ass?
How many different doctors?
At one time, yeah.
That's for a different show.
Okay.
That's for the Patreon.
For this show, though, you are feeling not great.
I'm not feeling my best self.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. But you're here. And
but
you
I have some
amazing.
pain pills that I'm going to be picking up later today.
Honestly, yeah, hell yeah. Honestly, with the way you're sitting... I can't even tell. You look normal.
I look like I'm wearing a seatbelt for like
see that thing there.
The seat.
You can barely see it, man.
I have a seatbelt for my fucking desk.
It really blends into your just whole being, your whole soul.
The chat would like us to remove Joey Tribbiani now.
Oh, I didn't want to do that, but
They were like,
I guess
we're
the
done.
chat
We're done.
really
We
hates
get
Joey.
it. They're just like, we get it. He's in a sling. But yeah, according to this hospital, I was dying. Daniel, how was your week?
Jeez, I mean, like I wasn't dying that I know of.
No, I saw you last night. You look pretty good.
Thanks, man.
You broke all the COVID rules. He hugged me. He embraced me.
We're allowed to do that now when we're fully vaccinated.
I'm saying for the record, your choice.
But can I just say one more thing to you, Will?
Mm-hmm.
Like I just feel like we need to prove this because we did.
Sure.
We hung out.
Yeah.
We hung out without masks.
Yeah.
Indoors.
True. Very true. What's this
Indoors.
Now? Hey, look at that. That's my apartment.
That's real. That's Will, and that's me, and that's the only picture I took.
That's part of us shaming Nikolai. We heard. Okay, can we for a second? We were talking in like we have this group chat between one of our high school friends, Nikolai, and us, and we've been just texting for 15 years. It's totally fine. Everything's great. And then all of a sudden, out of the woodwork, Nikolai starts getting a little lazy. Starts doing some voice memos. He's not in a car. This is not for safety. This is not because he's driving somewhere and he doesn't have time to belay the message. He's just like, listen to me monologue. And then we all started doing it. And then it was like 18 messages of everyone just talking at each other. This is a podcast I did not subscribe to. What are we doing? Also, how many friend shirts do you have? Because you were wearing a completely different one last night.
I am wearing a friend shirt. I am drinking from a friend's coffee mug.
Wow.
I am, if I can gently move my mic,
Gently.
I am sitting at Central Perk.
There it is. I gave that to you.
Yes, you did. That is a Will gift. And I'm very friends heavy right now, man. What were we just talking about, though, before that? Because we were talking about something else.
Well, we were talking about Nikolai and his text message monologues.
Yeah, you know my big issue with that, because it is easy. Like, I was driving yesterday.
Oh, it's so easy for the person that's doing it. You're like, oh, I don't even have to think about sentences or grammar. I'll just, like, vomit this idea to you. Not even if it's the best way to conceptualize the concept, but this is the easiest for me.
I see. Yeah. No, I mean, I get it, but other people are doing it to me now too. And I think it's just a thing now. It's a thing we're going through. It's time saving.
Just fucking call me. Just fucking call me if you want to talk.
Don't ever call me.
I agree.
Unless your name is William or Nikolai.
But like a voice memo is almost just as hard. Now I'm no longer doing the text message. Now I'm like listening to my phone at my own leisure, or it goes away. I don't understand it.
I see what you're saying there, and what I don't like about the phone, you never call. I'm sorry, I saw that, and I know we're not supposed to address chat, but
it's fine. Today we're late. Today there's no rules. Today everything's a fucking mess.
The thing that I was gonna say was the thing that really sucks is when you're like out or like around other people and I don't have my headphones in, which I'm starting to just kind of wear those like more often now. So maybe that'll help.
Get ready for brain cancer. Love it.
I want a little insert right here. Like just.
It's coming.
Like a little
I promise you it's coming. Yeah, Elon's working on it at least 2.
I'm ready for it. I'll get the surgery tomorrow if it's good, if it's worth it, you know.
Might be worth it.
Yeah. I also want eyeglasses in my eyes.
There's pros and cons to it.
So I could have shit over here. Anyway, I don't like it either, but I did it yesterday and I enjoyed doing it.
Well, yeah, it's fun to do.
Yeah.
It's like it's totally fun to like have no repercussions. This thing's going to go away and I don't even have to really think about the sentence. I just kind of like this podcast. It's just whatever off the cusp.
It's just I'm just vomiting word shit and then posting it on the internet.
Yeah, but a text message used to be like for you.
Yeah.
Now it's for them.
The wonderful thing about text messages is that there's a record.
Yeah.
Right? I can search any word. Address.
You're telling me Apple's not keeping these recordings? Like, we don't keep them in the message, but you're telling me they don't have a record? Come on.
I'm not going to fucking go through all the... I mean, until they give me a thing where they're like, we dictated all the words you said into this document, and you could search through them and pull any kind of audio recording you want from your text messages. Until they do that, I'm not going to sift through audio recordings.
That sounds like a nightmare. I want to know what I said on the 7th of November in Twitch.
Ah! Like, why is Nikolai in the shower?
I don't know. That was the best part. He sent us a recording from the shower. Couldn't wait till after the shower. Had to be done right then. In the shower.
Naked.
I don't take my phone in the shower. Do a lot of people take their phone in the shower?
Never. Oh, God, no.
Well, because they're waterproof now, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that.
I just did like a little shoulder shrug thing, and it fucking hurts.
Oh, no.
Try to be likable.
Yeah, do people take their phone in the shower?
Yeah, let's get a poll going in the chat. We won't look at it quite yet, but I would like to know roughly who takes their phone in the shower. I think that there's so much left over from just early 2000s phones and how easily they break that I would never do that.
Same, yeah. Like, I don't think of my phone as indestructible.
Why do I think I'm going to get electrocuted?
Oh, that's a weird one.
That's probably not going to happen.
I mean, it could, but it could also happen just in your pocket. Like, it could just randomly explode. Things
happen, Daniel, and we can't always predict them. Like this sling, no. And like our next video we have for Busted or Busted, you may have seen it before.
You may have seen it before, and this will be the clip that gets us taken off Twitch, but we're going to share it with you guys anyway.
What are you talking about? We can watch YouTube videos on Twitch.
This is not supposed to be on YouTube, though.
I don't think there's music. I think we're fine. Don't come for us, Jen.
Yeah, Jen, unless you want to come for me, you can come for me anytime.
Okay, well, Daniel would like you to come.
You're killing us here. Will you serve the dessert already? There's drunken dancers awaiting.
Look at it. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah. What is it?
It's a trifle. It's got all of these layers. First, there's a layer of ladyfingers, then a layer of jam, then custard, which I made from scratch.
No shit.
Raspberries, more ladyfingers, then beef sauteed with peas and onions, then a little bit more custard, and then bananas, and then I just put some whipped cream on top.
What was the one right before bananas?
The beef? Yeah, that was weird to me too. But then, you know, I thought, well, there's minced meat pie. I mean, that's an English dessert. These people just put very strange things in their food.
I mean, really I had a vision just then that I didn't have the first time I watched this morning. How are you not making this on your YouTube channel? How is this not a video that you've already made to just do it?
I literally am thinking about that right now.
Daniel, we need to know what it actually tastes like.
But don't you think Babish has done that? He probably has.
Who?
Okay, well, if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you.
Exactly. So there's room. There's room, Babish.
He only makes things on TV and movies. He has like a YouTube channel for that. So he's probably made that. But I could make it too. He doesn't have the...
Oh, this fucking guy? He's not
Babish.
real. He's not fucking real.
What do you mean he's not real?
He's real-ish.
He's a real person.
Yeah.
Like, he's a human.
Not real. You could do it.
He has a really good voice. He's like...
That is true.
He's got a very sexy...
But he lost all of his hair.
Me too, except not really. Can you tell?
So if you don't know, that's a clip from the show Friends. What season is that, Daniel? Because you would know this.
Is Thanksgiving. I'm just trying to put the pieces together. Hold on. In this episode, because Ross and Joey are trying to get to Janine's thing.
There are other ladies involved. This is not a Ross and Rachel event.
That's why they're like, they want everyone to like this thing so that they can leave quickly.
Yeah.
So Janine, I'm thinking, is season 6.
I don't know.
Oh, you didn't look. I thought that's what you were doing.
That would have been good.
Could be 8.
It is 6. It's literally...
Okay. I'm that good.
And the episode is called the one where Ross got high.
That's the same episode?
It's the same episode. It's to like...
Huh. Wow.
To take all the focus off of Rachel. They tell like all these secrets.
Oh my god. That's amazing. Honestly, every time I see this episode, it looks good. Like the beef
Is that because it actually looks good, or because you just trust Jennifer Aniston so much? You're like, you can fuck it up. You can fuck it up.
I would eat anything Jennifer Aniston wants to put in my mouth. I would eat, hands down.
Today or in the 2000s?
Any day, since literally since 1994 and beyond.
Is that how you want her to hear from you? If you put something in my mouth, please. Like, what's
guy on internet tells Jennifer she marries him. That's how
Finally, someone gives it to me the way I've been wanting it.
Oh my God. I'm a big fan of Jen's. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
You heard on my stream the other night.
I just heard you last night though too. Like
it too.
We'll get into it more, but man, was Daniel a happy boy last night. So I think just in the scheme of things and for his positivity, I'm going to say this looks bussin'. I don't know that it would be good, but it can't be that bad.
No, it has a lot of other good things in it. And
although Ross says it tastes like feet.
He does.
He literally says it tastes like.
And Joey's a foodie. Joey loves food.
He loves food. I don't know that he's a foodie. He eats spaghetti off the floor.
He would be a foodie today, though, I think.
Okay.
I think Joey would, and Monica would be like a foodie chef. They would have a lot more intertwination.
Isn't that interesting? We like totally forget she's a chef halfway through the show.
I know, yeah. She's really chefy early on. Anyway, so the way we're gonna structure this show today
is like crap.
We're not gonna structure it. We're gonna do our normal kind of thing, and then instead of Dan Learns the Internet, we're gonna do the Friends reunion thing.
Because William needs to learn some Friends. So if there's anything that Daniel does know, it's Friends. So he doesn't need to learn that. He's gonna teach us. It's gonna be fun.
That's not my plan. I just want to talk about the reunion and have a good time.
Well, before we get into that, should we talk about Adrian's kickback in Huntington Beach that happened this last weekend? Because what the fuck was that? No, what the? Sure. Is it a couple miles away from me? Yes. Is it something I wanted to go to? No. And then the very next morning, I saw so many videos, Daniel, that made it look like it was part of last summer's riots. It did not look like a good time. What did you see?
I saw a lot of stuff. Mostly just like, I just was so impressed. Like, by this whole thing. I'm like, this whole thing?
Yeah, should we set up what happened?
Yeah, let's just, okay, so maybe you know more about the initial like how it initially started rolling, because I don't.
He just made like a TikTok, right? And he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna get a fire pit," which is like a very common thing to do here in Orange County. Just get a fire pit and 20 friends together.
Beach. Yep. And he, I guess, advertised it on TikTok, Kickstarter, and somehow this post went viral. Other people started talking about it. People all over the world started talking about it. And suddenly people are saying, well, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
And they're going to people were going to travel.
Wait, do you think I should have gone?
Now? Yes.
You saw how many people were there, right?
Do you know how fucking cool you would look if you were at Adrian's kickback right now? I didn't even hear about it till the next day. That's how lame
really?
I am. Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm lame. I didn't know about the party before.
I thought it was a meme. I didn't think anything was actually going to happen. Like, we were literally there a few hours before. Yeah.
They follow through. Mm-hmm. They're not like us. They finish. They do shit. They're so much better than us, and they know it. It's terrible.
No, it's great. Music's going back to punk rock. Like, everything's going fine, Daniel. Everything's actually in a really good place, and I'm for the kids. I'm for them now. For it.
And the Pokemon cards, they brought all the cool shit back.
Are you literally holding a Pokemon card? Daniel just has so many Pokemon cards around him at all times now.
It's like they're everywhere all the time. And baseball cards, and here's a Harry Potter card.
I know, man. They're everywhere.
It's soccer, baseball. I've got cards on cards on cards on cards on cards.
So you would have gone if you had known about this, even with how many thousands of people showed up.
I would have.
I heard the fireworks. I just didn't know what the fuck it was about.
I would do it the way I did the George Floyd protests, which was far away from the people, but there in solidarity. This one, I would have had a Mike's Hard Lemonade from the 7-Eleven with me.
Instead of bring your own beer, it was like bring your own everything.
BYOE?
BYOE. Or
Bio!
E, I guess. Guess bring your own E.
Oh.
Don't do E, kids.
I don't like drugs. I'm anti-drugs. I'm an anti-drug advocate.
Cool. Is it 1993? How do you feel? You have a little red armband too?
I'm not an advocate for drug usage. So let's talk about Adrian's kickback a little bit. Do you like that this happened? Do you think it's cool that it happened? Like, what are your thoughts?
I think it's just clear that kids are bored, and any excuse to do something that like this just feels like the Area 51 thing all over again. You know, just like, although with follow through, you know, Gen Z kind of set up that thing too, and there was maybe 50 to 100 people that showed up to that thing. So it feels very similar. It was probably a lot more accessible for a lot of people that were nearby because there's so many fucking people in California. It's so easy to have. Look at Disneyland over the last few years. If you tell people something's going to be fun that day, there's going to be a lot of Californians there. So
yeah.
I don't know that I would have wanted to go because I hate Huntington Beach when it's super crowded and all that craziness.
Yeah.
So no, I think I'm too old. Had it been like 10 years earlier, maybe I would have gone. Probably.
I feel that. I mean, although we're millennials and we're not follow through, we probably would have said, maybe I'll go.
No, but I feel like I don't
want to drive.
I spent so much of my 20s on the beach.
Yeah.
That feels organic, whereas like now it's like, yeah, I have a sling. I can't walk in the morning.
I'm kind of the opposite. I go to the beach like twice a weekend now, but I never used to. That's why I'm so fucking tan, man. Look at me. I'm just kidding. I'm not tan. Do I go what?
Doesn't matter. None of it matters.
I go to the beach that you recommended now because there's free parking and bathrooms. It's amazing.
Beautiful. I love that beach.
Amazing. And it's a close walk.
Maybe I shouldn't even say it on the podcast because I don't want other people to go to it.
Same. There's just enough parking available.
It's my beach.
Now.
It's been the best beach to go to my entire life.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Because of that. And I would just go almost every weekend if I could.
Yeah, it's shocking that, I mean, I remember going in high school once or twice, or maybe in early college, but it wasn't my choice. I didn't know about that beach, you know?
Well, yeah, how many people know about a beach with free parking? What the fuck?
Free? Like, why? Why do they have free parking? That's so stupid. I love it.
Don't tell them it's stupid. They'll start making us pay.
I'm not going to say the name of the beach.
There it is. But they know.
But you know, you go
probably
there.
The only beach.
But you can go there. You can catch a nice sunrise. You could even catch a nice sunset.
Yeah,
on the beach.
Those are the two options.
Like a sunset on the beach.
What are you doing? You're giving it away.
I had to because you weren't picking up what I was.
I'm gonna cut it out.
So I was right about something, William.
What were you right about? Oh yeah, you predicted the future. Tell us.
I predicted last week on the podcast. If you remember, I brought to your attention.
If you made it that far in.
That Amazon was looking to buy MGM for $9 billion.
$9 billion.
And guess what? They're doing it. They are doing it.
Wow. That's like nothing to Bezos, too. That's a Wednesday. We're just going to acquire MGM based on our Wednesday numbers.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously have a very, very vast business, and I think he currently is still the CEO, but he will not be for much longer. However, you know, they're looking to expand and move into new areas, and obviously expand on their movie studio or content studio, whatever you want to call it. So it was a big acquisition. I've been talking about these kind of acquisitions for a couple years, maybe a year or 2 years now, because it's just like we always talk about, oh, there's so many streaming services now. There's so many this, and like now it's Paramount and CBS and blah, blah, blah.
No. It's literally just going to be Disney and Amazon at the end. Everyone's going to be acquired, and it's just going to be those two. Netflix isn't really acquiring too much. They just are themselves.
Yeah. They changed the game. They're the game changer.
True.
They're the Apple. You know?
I don't see them as a front runner right now, but maybe that's only because I don't look at their content as much, but it feels like it's going to be Amazon. I guess HBO is kind of in the game too. I don't really look at Netflix. Netflix is like, we got our own shit.
Yeah.
We're not like bringing something you already love to life.
There was actually an acquisition that involved HBO recently and Discovery. So there's a few. It looks like Discovery stuff will probably be coming to HBO or some amalgamation of those things. So we're going to see a lot of this kind of stuff happening. And I think it's going to be good for us as the consumers. I don't know about necessarily in Hollywood at large or the way that I think it will kind of turn itself into a similar type of studio system. But if we can get the content without having 17 different subscriptions all the time, and still...
Well, that's what Netflix used to be 10, 15 years ago. It felt like we got all the things that we were looking for in one place. And then everyone wanted to be a part of that. So I'm glad that some people are failing. And then Amazon and Disney are there to buy them up and put them back into one thing again. Because you're right. I don't want to have 17 different subscriptions. Not only because for the money, but it also like totally splits my mind of what I like look for entertainment.
Yeah.
Every time I go to a streaming service I haven't been on in a while, I'm like, oh yeah, I was going to watch this. There's so many things in your list that you kind of, I guess for me, I forget about it. If I haven't like kept it up in my mind, like I'm going to get to that because there's so many things you want to watch all the time. And if you don't watch it right then and you don't keep it like on a screen that you're constantly going to, I don't know, like Hulu stuff every once in a while, I'm like, oh my God, I was going to watch this movie 3 years ago. It's not even like available anymore.
Right. Of course. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it's very interesting because when you look into like the business of the content war, you know, it's really very interesting because you obviously have Netflix, you have Amazon, which now owns MGM. They have their own stuff. Plus, they also own a major studio. And then you've got some of these big you've got Disney, obviously, which has acquired ESPN. It just acquired massive Fox collection. You've got Universal. You've got all of these places that are kind of acquiring their own content, but then you also have these really high corporate structures like Viacom and AT&T. They own HBO.
All of that shit. Yeah.
That own all like Time Warner, and they own a lot of that stuff even further above.
Yeah.
You know, so it's really interesting to see what's going to happen. And then like, sorry, I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but like Hulu is the majority stakeholder is Disney and Hulu.
Yeah.
They own 60% of Hulu. But like Sony owns like 20% of Hulu and another studio owns like 20% of Hulu. So it's like, okay, there's all of these things and sometimes they own them together.
It's just a game, Daniel.
It's a fucking game.
It's a fucking game.
So it's never going to work out for us, but it works out for them.
Did you see Army of the Dead?
No.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm curious how they did the like Tiggs and Chris D'Elia replacement.
I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah, he was completely digitally removed from the film, and they put Tiggs in instead. And people are saying like the scenes like look seamless, like it looks crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's insane.
I was just trying to like in my mind while you were going on your spree, I was like, what the fuck has Netflix done recently? They've got that. They've got some Castlevania. Like they've got some stuff, but it's not enough for me to like remember them. They got to get some properties, I think, too. Again.
Yeah.
They can't just be themselves.
Yeah, it is tough. I'm definitely turning to Netflix less these days.
Yeah.
For things because they just don't have as much. I think what Netflix really needs to do, personally, is create a show like this.
Hey.
That is iconic.
Oh,
you know?
I thought you meant like with the two of us.
No, oh no. Hey, we could do that too. We could do that if you guys want to give us a call.
Netflix, hit us up. We'll make your worst content you've ever made.
We're gonna bring millions of viewers.
Well, because they're gonna watch us and say, "Oh, anyone could do this."
Yeah. You're gonna get a lot better content after you bring us.
Yeah.
So
you can predict the future. That's what I've learned.
yeah. Well,
What are we gonna learn next week, Daniel?
Next week? What's gonna happen in the industry by next week?
Do you think we're gonna know the sources for the origins of COVID? Because Biden just ordered that. We go look for that shit. He's like, I've seen the reports. I've seen what we've done here. Not enough.
Not enough.
Do you predict, Daniel, we will know by next week what happened?
No, he gave him a 90-day
Oh, okay, fuck.
thing. It's a 90-day report.
See, you can read the future. You're like, we'll know in 90 days.
I just read the article. It's like not the future, just fully read.
So what's going on with that? What sparked him wanting to approach that recently?
So the kind of like really the brief history of the whole thing is there was a lot of talk about this early on. The WHO, the World Health Organization, went in there, did their investigation. Biden always had said, let the WHO handle it. We don't need to. Who handles it? No, the WHO.
Who handles it?
Let the WHO handle it. We'll wait on that. We'll respect their findings. They said basically there was no credible, data that showed that it had escaped from that lab in Wuhan. Essentially, long story short, fast forward to this week, some evidence comes out that a few staff members who worked in that lab were placed in all contracted some disease and were placed in the hospital in November of 2019. And so that's what prompted Biden to kind of change his mind and investigate this further.
So what do you think? What are you kind of feeling? Did we share a meal with a bat? Is that what we did? Did we go, hey, bat, you take a bite, I take a bite? Or did we make some Hulk shit? Did we make some fucking Captain America serum that went bad? What happened, Daniel? What are our predictions?
I think I'm holding strong to that. I think the most likely scenario is that an animal infected a human being. Somehow, or infected another animal, which infected a human being. But, it's more fun to believe this other stuff.
I don't know that it's more fun, but I think the fact that we keep getting the same answer of that, and everyone that's in charge goes, I don't buy it, makes me wonder, not necessarily was this like targeted to be a thing of war, but
right.
Obviously, I think
accident.
I feel like that's almost more believable with everything we're doing with cloning and everything we're learning about science. We're constantly in labs doing stuff. We actually funded the lab that it happened in. Our country had a financial hand in that, and probably some of the studies in that. So I don't think it's anything targeted at anyone in particular, but I think it's probable. If fucking aliens exist, Daniel, what? Someone can't make a mistake in the lab. Just one mistake.
Yeah, but you'd have to look at the level of
it's airborne.
Yeah, but not necessarily.
Most diseases are not airborne.
Yeah, but they've got them in different. It's not like they were in someone's body. If they're in someone's body, projected, airborne. But it's probably in a. In a little, well, I don't know, science shit.
I liked all the hand movements.
Shit. And they've got all kinds of equipment there. Plus, they know. I mean, I'm just assuming a lab that is specifically designed to investigate and look at highly infectious diseases is going to have top-notch safety concerns at every level. Not that a mistake still can't be
run
made.
by humans. Right?
Yeah, not that a mistake still can't be made, but it would have to be through something that has never been thought of, or a sequence of events has to go so wrong.
Yeah.
That now it's out, and not only is it out to one person, because I could see maybe that happening, but now we don't even know it went out. You know, like it escaped our vision. We didn't even know we made the mistake that bad. You know, like I feel like that's
what makes it hard for you to understand. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I come. So that's why I'm like, a bat. This has been living in bats for years. It's been within them. There's millions, hundreds of millions of this disease around our Earth, and there has been the whole time we've been alive.
Have you heard the rapper that like predicted COVID?
No. Really? No.
We can't play the song on the show, but there was like a rapper that was like in 2013. He says 2020. He says coronavirus. Like all this like it's fucking weird. I don't know what it means. And it's just like, well, like you're saying, coronavirus is a term that's been around before this, that is described I don't think a lot of people know that, but it's described other variations of diseases and viruses before in this strain or in these types of strains. So so for him to like talk about that is not that out of the ordinary. It's just fucking the coincidence of it, of him having to land right when it happens. It's just really interesting how there's like, you were telling me about a book that kind of predicted it in the 80s, right?
Yeah, they had said, essentially, they had said in 2020 there was going to be a mass disease. And I remember the book said that it will leave as quickly as it came, but it will return with a vengeance in 2030, was kind of what the book had said.
So let's not read that book. Let's not give it any more.
I don't even know what book that was.
I don't even want to give the author money.
It was the Bible.
It was the Bible.
We're fucked. Hug your children. Actually, don't. You might spread disease. But yeah, I don't know.
But Biden wants to know. He's not happy with the current reports. He's like, we need to know more.
It's super important to know. If this is obviously for so many reasons, it's important.
Well, as we're approaching sort of this opening, you know, California's taking a little longer than everyone else, but for the most part, we're hitting this opening. It's good to kind of like go in mentally knowing what we're up against and how realistic this is to return.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Me too. Well, shall we maybe take a break?
What we're gonna do right now, guys, we're gonna break a little earlier than we normally do, even though it's been 40 fucking minutes.
I know. We can't fucking keep it short.
So we'll be back, and we're gonna have a game show like thing for you. You can't win anything, only we can. We'll see you soon.
We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Lávate las manos. Es muy importante que te laves las manos. Wash your damn hands.
And we are back.
We're back, motherfuckers. It is game show time. Daniel, before we get into the game show, should we talk a little bit about the reunion of Friends last night?
I think
technically
really
it came out like, in the morning? It was like a midnight release.
They just released it on the day.
So we should have stayed up like Wednesday night.
That was stupid. That was really dumb. We were like, we did it so old school. Like, it's probably on around 8 or 7, right? Like, what time's it on?
Well, yeah, Daniel texted and he wanted to hang out, and we wanted to do like sort of a get together for this thing. We were like, fuck it, let's just like take this whole thing in together, understand it, make a little jokes back and forth, but try to not have the full on conversation. So Daniel, with the whole reunion in mind, what is the overall takeaway of the night?
I absolutely loved it.
Like, if we're going to have a non-spoiler section before we get into stuff, just if someone that is listening wants to go and watch this thing and they want to stop, is there anything they need to know before they go watch that thing?
No, honestly, I mean, I think don't go in there with any expectations. You know, I certainly wasn't just you're going in there to see your friends again, kind of thing. Aww. And then they're going to take care of you like they always did. So that was my exact feeling about it. To be honest,
I had a really good time with it. It was so confusing, the structure of it. There was like a sit down outdoor with an audience sort of a thing that was happening. There were these intimate segments that were happening. There was another performative in front of audience thing, but it was inside on the actual sets. And they were cutting back and forth through all of this. And at times, I did feel like it was a little jarring to keep up with what is the structure, what is the main setup. And then it just kind of got lost on me, and I just started falling in love with the whole thing, and I stopped paying attention to that.
Cool.
But it did open a little strange with all that. Yeah. I love the intimate stuff that I almost like loathed when we had to be like, clap, 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 let's say an audience sort of answer, instead of like, let's have these really intimate conversations about what we experienced. That stuff was great.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's so much that I loved about the reunion in general, but but kind of what you're speaking to, the intimacy of some of those moments was really super special. Especially at the beginning. I thought that moment that they gave them not all a chance to be alone on the set.
I kind of wish they had. I wish everyone had gotten to go one at a time, because he had something that was so interesting. Whereas like by the time you get to Matthew Perry, he's just running straight to everybody. He's not really acknowledging all that. So it was really great to watch David walk through all the sets, take us through his experience of that. Probably he was the best person for that. He's so fucking emotional.
Yeah, he was great. He was really like walking himself through it, but he knew we were there, but it was very private still.
Yeah.
And then Lisa joined him, and it was so nice. And by the time Matthew Perry came in, he was the last one. Like, they were reminiscing. Even by the time Courtney came in, Matt LeBlanc was like, "Do you remember that time that you put your tail?"
Like, it's interesting how a physical look, and that's what they spoke on. They were like, I was prepared for seeing these beautiful people again that I have this experience and connection with. I wasn't ready to be in the same place again, because like we learned in the documentary, the day after wrap, or like 2 days after wrap, they started tearing down the set because another pilot was coming in the next week.
Right.
So they hadn't physically been on that like in those places in 17 years. And when you go to like an old restaurant you love from when you were a kid, you go see your high school again, like there's these huge pillars in your life. And for them, I can't think of anything stronger than 10 years of being just a playground.
Yeah, right. Well, and having it on the same stage, everything's the same. Where they parked probably was very similar. Walking in their dressing rooms, all of those things are to spend 10 years daily at a job anywhere, good experience or bad, the place pretty well.
Yeah.
And they had all these really special moments there. They're like 6 people who have this experience, kind of like they mentioned, like nobody else has. And it was just kind of really. There was something really, I don't know if you felt this way, really rewarding about being able to see them kind of like get some kind of like acclaim for it, or like, I don't know how I want to say it, but like, I love seeing the audience applauding for them. I love seeing like them in that space together.
Yeah.
Like a band would, or,
sure. Yeah.
It was very it felt very rewarding.
It's a reunion tour. It's the Eagles.
Yeah.
It's coming through town again. I think the biggest takeaway of the night for me, though, as much shit as I was talking about having an audience there, without the audience and without James Corden, we wouldn't have got the amazing, amazing question of, hey, so all of you were pretty hot at one point and young and stupid. Did anyone hook up? And we found out some shit last night, Daniel.
Yeah.
We found out some shit.
That was crazy to me, because I've obviously, like, huge Friends fan, have read articles, read different things, listened to interviews over the years, of from them. And they've never mentioned this, at least from as far as I can tell. No. They've mentioned something between a little flirtation between Matt LeBlanc and Jennifer Aniston, like at the table read, kind of very early. So I thought that's what they were going to talk about. And then it just kind of blew my mind that there was all this.
Well, because Jen goes, hey, David, do you want to like explode all of this? behind the scenes knowledge, and he's like, sure, I'll take it from here. I'll tell the whole world that once I almost had Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, I'll take that wig. Fucking David Schwimmer. Yeah, no problem.
Oh my god. That was so massive. And it really like
Ross and Rachel for real.
Ross and Rachel for real, which I couldn't care less about them being together in real life.
Sure.
Honestly, personally at all. But on the show, the fact that chemistry, because that's the thing that makes the show initially, right?
Because they say they didn't really act on it. They didn't fully go anywhere with it. So it's like they did get to play with that energy for 10 years and they never got to really fulfill it. That's fucking weird. I'm going to act my feelings at you and just never let them actually it's so interesting, but also so rewarding for the show.
I'm so glad. I mean, I think that if they would have hooked up after they would have done some of those early things, it would have been fine.
Because let's be honest, when she meets Brad Pitt, it's over.
It's over.
It's
Sorry,
over.
Ross. Yeah. I'm sure he had his fair share of people too,
Yeah, but Brad Pitt was so powerful, he even got on the show. And then he was like, you know what? I'm going to pretend to be best friends with Ross. So Ross gets to stand there, David Schwimmer in real life, and be like, okay, you can be on my show and be my friend. Fuck the woman of my dreams. It's fine.
Well, yeah.
Are they going to get back together now? Can that happen?
Brad and
Jen.
Oh, I don't know.
But
wasn't it kind of funny in the reunion, the moment when they were talking about all the great guest stars they had?
Uh-huh.
And David is the one who said, your fella, Brad. To Jen. And she goes, Pitt. Oh, yeah. It was so awkward.
Still, Matt LeBlanc is my favorite. In all, if I have a takeaway from this, goddamn, is he the realest motherfucker of all six of them?
He's awesome, yeah.
I love Phoebe. I love all of them. I love Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry looked a little worse for the wear, but fucking Jesus, LeBlanc is like, he's a star still. He has so much left in him.
Yeah, he really is. There's something really just very normal about him. Like,
well, it's kind of like what they were talking about. They saw thousands of people for Joey that were very good looking, but none of them were funny.
Mm-hmm.
None of them were funny, and he's hilarious. He's not even trying to be.
No, he's just a funny person. He's just like a really, he's a character on the show that I like more and more when I watch it. Early on, because I started watching in high school, I just passed off Joey. He's the dumb one. He's, whatever. And
that's why Daniel didn't like me in high school.
Because,
still dumb.
Stupid.
I don't know. No, but he's great. I loved seeing all of them together. Lady Gaga came in for a second and tried to upstage Phoebe, and I was like, what are you doing right now?
I didn't like that part. That was Lady Gaga did phenomenal.
I liked what she said. I liked that she was like, thank you for being the friend that was truly herself and not any character. It was just you. Like, thank you for giving us like somebody on television. Like, that was all great. But she fucking like upstaged the shit out of me.
It was awkward because
no, it was fucking awesome.
Oh, I thought it was awkward.
Then the choir comes in. You're like, you guys are just hammering this in.
Oh, we're gonna do it. We got Gaga.
Phoebe's just trying to keep up with her shitty guitar playing.
Somehow they were able to get Bieber and not have him do any music. Just put on a.
He probably wanted it that way. The fashion show was not my favorite part.
No. But I think my favorite little moment, and I'll probably have another one after I watch it again, but my favorite moment actually came from the smelly cat moment. It was before Gaga comes on, and Lisa Kudrow sits down, and she says, I haven't done this in years. Oh, I probably should be Phoebe for this.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Do you remember that?
Yeah, she actually went into character for a hot second, and it took no time at all.
It was like this, but it looked like she was going to take a moment, but she just like went her head down. She was like, okay. And it was Phoebe.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God.
It was kind of weird, but it was cool.
Yeah, it was really, really cool.
All their table reads sounded almost exactly like what they actually did in the episodes for the most part. And I don't know if that's because like that's their range or if because the like dialogue just dictates that sort of an expression from them. If they just know their own characters so much that they're able to fucking do it, or if like they just are, you know, I don't know. It was interesting to see someone 17 years later do something exactly the same.
My thinking, and maybe I'm wrong because I had the same thought as you, and based on their stories, they were like they didn't remember any of the show.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you don't remember the cadence,
Right? They fucking forgot every little detail.
They just like were going to work. They didn't. It didn't matter to them. The story didn't matter to them as much as like we
destroyed the foosball table. Why didn't you just keep it? Because we chopped it up with a hammer. What are you talking about?
Do you remember in the last episode? Nah.
Fucking Jen, she's like, I guess Ross and Rachel had some kids. You did. You already had one on the show. Season 9. It's the whole plot.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. What was I saying?
A lot.
I know, but it was something so important.
Let's
got it. Yeah, to me. It was the thing I really wanted to say, but it's gone now. Anyway, it was just an awesome night. It really it really was.
You were talking about the details they forgot. And how not important that was to them, and they were just going to work.
There we are. Thank you.
I'm listening.
Thank you. So obviously. So the details were really, really similar in the cadences of the scripts. So I was kind of like, I feel like they watched the scene right before they did it.
Huh.
Or maybe they were sent the scene.
Yeah.
Or maybe some of them did, you know. But like, I feel like they don't want to look stupid on their show's reunion, and they agreed to do a table read of scenes. So they're probably like, well, just give me the scene in advance, you know, I'll watch it. They probably, you know, they were iconic scenes too. So because it's one of those things, if they would have done it differently, it would have been like, this is wrong and bad.
That's very true. That's interesting.
You know? The voice is, that's what I realized about that scene. The voice is kind of so iconic in some of those scenes that they were, especially the ones they were doing, right? Like
she was saying for Chandler, Matthew Perry's character, I forget her name, but the creator of the show, she was talking about how so much of those early scripts, for some reason, when he says their dialogue, it sparkles. But when other people read it, they're like, oh, fuck, I can't write. So it really is about the right person saying it.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. And they all also, I don't know, I'm arguing with myself now, because now I'm thinking they all kind of became the character became their voice of the character.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not like anyone told them, hey, David, say it like this, you know? He pretty much is creating that from who he is.
Yeah.
So maybe it is going to come across very similarly without even kind of referencing the previous version of the scene. But they did, I don't know, like some of them knew it because remember they were like 18 pages front and back. They remembered the cadence of that
They remember lines they've said. They didn't remember like story beats. Things that like physically happened. Like if they didn't actually say it over and over and over again, I don't think there's a connection for them, because how many fucking episodes did they do? 200 something? It's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah. We don't even remember what we said 2 weeks ago.
No, and it's every week, and they're just at work, and sometimes they're not in scenes. So why would I care about a scene I'm not in?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I have zero care about that. I don't care what happens. I'm not focused on it.
Yeah, it was fascinating how much they haven't watched the show.
Right. Somebody.
Meanwhile,
really
Matt LeBlanc's like, I love watching it. I watch it with my kids. I watch it with my family. I show it to like Strange. It's great. I fucking love what we did.
That's one of the best shows of all time. Yeah. They're right.
Meanwhile, David Schwimmer's like, I hadn't seen it since 2004, but then my daughter started watching. Oh, now I like it. Mm-hmm. Motherfucker.
He's a theater guy.
He's a theater boy. Should we get into this game show, Daniel?
I think we should.
Should we get into these
can say
lightning
so
round
much.
questions? I'm
Yeah,
going to
let's do
start
it.
for yous. I'm starting in the 60s, so I don't know where you are. I haven't looked at anything else, but this is roughly where we are. For
I
the
love
audience,
the 60s.
we are going for a lightning round of who knows more shit. There will be a bonus question. Daniel, did you write your bonus question?
No, but I'll write it.
But you'll write it in your head. Everything will be okay. So,
Okay, so who's going first?
you, because clearly I'm not going to know very much. I would like to end this motherfucker with some knowledge. And I'm not going to know these, probably.
Okay. Wait, so I'm going first?
You're asking questions first.
I'm asking questions first. Okay, all right. You ready?
Should we have music? It doesn't matter.
All right.
Okay.
We've got 1 minute on the clock. Nobody's counting, but we'll just
Okay.
go quick. All right, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Ready.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
what was the name of Monica's millionaire boyfriend?
I don't know the character's name. I just know it's Mr. Favreau.
Okay.
Wait, no. No. Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who pees on Monica when she's stung by a jellyfish?
Chandler.
What's in Monica's secret closet?
The mess. Her mess. All of her clutter that she
Yes,
can't figure
yes,
out what
yes.
to do with.
What does Richard do for a living?
He's a eye doctor. Something.
And last but not least, who was Monica Geller's first kiss?
Ross.
Yes! Oh my god, you got that one!
Oh my god, I got him all
I
right.
didn't expect you to get it! Oh my god! Wow! I'm gonna get one wrong now. I can feel it.
No way,
Oh
dude.
no! Oh no, that was amazing! I'm so impressed by that last question.
Me too, honestly.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So we're doing
we
5,
have
right?
a Friends Master here. Yes.
We're doing 5. Okay. Number 1. Ready? Here we go.
Yes,
What
I'm
started
ready.
the fire in the girl's apartment?
The dollhouse.
No.
The candle room in the dollhouse. Is that what
No.
you're talking about?
Rachel's hair straightener.
Oh, you're talking about Phoebe's apartment. Sorry. Okay.
So-
yeah, Rachel's hair straightener. I got it.
You got one wrong. You got
I
one
got
wrong.
one wrong.
Which
Fine.
season
I
was
talked about
the
another fire?
Which season was the only one without a Thanksgiving episode?
Oh shit.
Oh shit. I'm going to win.
9.
Season 2. Friends was originally slated to be called what?
Oh, it was called How many words is it? Can I ask that?
2.
2 words. It's called Best Friends? I don't remember.
Is that your final answer?
This is terrible. How the 60s are hard. I can't remember what it was called. I remember that I've read this, but I
Okay.
don't remember.
Insomnia Cafe.
That was what it was.
That's what it was originally going to be called.
That's not what I thought then.
So that's 3 wrong.
With my friend's mug, my Central Perk, my shirt.
Okay, here's a simpler one. Who was best friends with Ross during college?
Chandler.
Great. Who got mugged when they were younger?
Ross.
There you go. So you got 2 out of 3,
2 out of 5.
2 out of 5.
I hate you. I hate this game. I hate the show. I'm done. I quit.
I didn't even pick these ahead of time. I just scrolled down to the number and I was like, here we go. Here's some stuff. You gave me this list.
I know. I didn't study it though. I thought I knew it.
What do I win? That last one I got was pretty impressive, Daniel.
That was impressive, dude. That's a late poll. That's a late season poll.
Is it really?
We've all seen those episodes a lot less.
Yeah. Yeah, season 7 on, we do not really watch.
Not very often.
So I'm the ultimate friend. When do you think they shot that? Because it wasn't last night. Did you
It was
see?
a couple months ago.
Did you see what's her name from The Office's tweet today? God damn it! What's her name? Mindy.
What did she say?
She was like, "I looked really good on the reunion last night. Thank God I shot that in my kitchen, pregnant, on an iPhone or some shit." I didn't even notice, but you know,
Looked great to me. It looked like she was in front of a white backdrop, like
that was her kitchen. That was her kitchen.
Amazing. I need to get a sheet or something.
What do we do with my victorious moment?
I'll buy you a cup of coffee. I feel like that's appropriate, right?
Oh, wow.
It's Central Perkish.
From Insomnia Cafe.
From Insomnia. That would have been a stupid title.
What a bad
There
title.
was another title of Friends, though, that was not that early.
I don't know what scarymommy.com is, but this is the link you provided me, so I don't know how credible these answers are.
6 of 1. 6 of 1. That was the early name. I mean, it might have also been called Insomnia Cafe. But
He's like trying to prove that he knows shit even after the game's over.
I just knew there was another one.
No, I know some shit.
I clearly don't. I'm a 2 of 5, dude. I'm a 2 of 5. I
feel like every time I turn on Friends in a hotel room, it's always the routine episode.
Yeah.
It's always that episode.
That's the one you find yourself with?
No, that's just what's on cable.
Well, yeah, but maybe that's the one that night you're in a hotel. The universe is like, he needs the routine.
Get a routine going.
Oh, maybe that's the message.
Not right now, but pretty soon.
You're going to have a routine. But we haven't done bonus questions.
Well, that was if we were tying.
No, but the bonus question's worth 10 points.
Oh, okay. Okay, the game is...
Because I still want to win. All right, here's what I want you to do for me, Will.
Okay.
On the episodes of Friends, there were 4 children had by the Friends characters. I would like you to name those 4 children.
Including Phoebe's 3?
Oh, God. There were 7 children.
I'm smart.
I forgot about her 3. 7 children that come into the show. Name them all. You added those 3, by the way.
I don't think, honestly, I don't think I could name a single kid. I don't think I could name Ben.
Okay,
that's Ross's son.
What's Ross and Rachel's kid's name? And Ross also has Ben. What was she talking about? They have enough kids. Like, focus on the ones you have.
Is there a baby named Sir Mix-a-Lot? I just know that they sing The Baby Got Back. I literally don't know the baby's name. Emma.
Yep,
but that doesn't count. You literally just told me the answer.
And what about Monica and Chandler's 2 lovely twins?
I don't know. It's in like the last episode. I don't know. No, I don't know, Daniel. I don't know this question.
Okay. All right, I win.
You don't win. You have 2 points. I have 5. For the record, what were those 2 twins' names?
Jack. After their father.
Okay.
And Erica.
Yeah, I would have never remembered that.
They were supposed to... She wanted to name her son Daniel, though, in an earlier episode. And she didn't do it.
Oops.
I'm pretty pissed.
All right, Daniel, let's bring this home. Will he bring it all with this one question that apparently is all of a sudden worth 10 points, even though the other ones were harder than this? Let's see.
This is an easier one?
Daniel? It's an easy one for me.
Okay.
Who is Ross's dream girl? Fantasy girl.
Fantasy girl? Like from the episode with the list that he has?
No, those are celebrities. Well, actually, you know what?
Oh, Princess Leia?
Fuck.
In the gold bikini?
Fuck. I gave you too many hints. I gave you way too many hints.
I actually would have said Isabella Rossellini. I don't win. I just get
one more spicy one for William to see if he's going to take this home from you.
I just have to pick an episode and then I have to pick a fact from it. That's what I need to do. Okay, so Janice's ex-husband was the king of something. What was he the king of?
Mattresses?
Yeah!
I couldn't tell if I was confusing that with The Office, with the fridges. And
No, the mattress king. You're good.
Bam!
You did it. Bam. You know Friends, man.
I do. I actually do, it turns out.
You know your friends. I really don't, apparently.
What is the name of Rachel's assistant who she ends up dating?
Ag.
Okay, so Daniel knows
that one's an
this
easy one, though.
Daniel knows this show so much.
Type into Google hardest Friends question. Let's give me a hard one.
When Julia Roberts guest starred on the show, she played a hair and makeup artist who dated Chandler. What was her character's name?
Trying to hear her last name.
Sounds like David Schwimmer's character's first name.
Ross?
Sounds like that.
Moss? Goss? Joss? Lost? Toss?
You had it at the very beginning.
I said a word? I said a name?
Susie Moss.
Oh, Susie. I would never have got that.
Okay,
That was
last
hard.
one.
Okay.
Other than eye drops, what is Rachel most afraid of? And I only say the eye drops thing because they don't specify in the question. That's me helping you.
You're adding.
Because otherwise that could have been it.
Damn. I don't know, man.
Swings.
What is it?
Swings. She's scared of swings.
That's right. That's late. That's deep, friends.
That's deep, friends, dog.
That's deep, friends.
I just wanted to go for it. So as we can see, I am the ultimate victor. Daniel knows some shit, but he only knows it when he wants to. He doesn't know about the swings. He doesn't know about the moss, and he definitely doesn't know about the monkey. Wait, the monkey stories from last night were my favorite. Okay, everyone, if you haven't watched this reunion, go watch this fucking reunion.
Watch the reunion. Also, fun fact: that monkey Marcel is now has been the rally monkey at Angel Stadium since 2017.
He's alive?
Yeah, it's only middle-aged apparently. Like this monkey is gonna live as long as us.
That's
Marcel's
kind of
like our age.
Dude, please,
Actually,
someone have David Schwimmer have a reunion with this monkey that he clearly despises. I need that reunion so bad.
That was great. Yeah,
that was
one of my
fucking
favorite
incredible.
parts of the episode. Yeah, that
He was
awesome.
so mad. Well, Daniel, was that an episode?
It was an episode, my friend.
You feel good?
I feel good, and I think I feel better than you, but I hope you feel better.
I feel great. Where can the people find you?
They can find me on YouTube, Daniel Wargo.
People can find me on Twitter at Will J. Gabriel, and you can watch this show every week at twitch.com/silentwill.
And if you like this show, it's also a podcast, so please subscribe, rate, and review this podcast, and we'd appreciate that.
Normally, we're a lot more put together. Normally, we have a show and all the things, and I'm not on pain pills. So hopefully next week, things go back to normal, everybody. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Regardless, have a wonderful week in the universe.
We'll see you guys next time. Man, we are not professional today.